Welcome to another edition of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We run down all the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And you might call this episode the holiday edition or Christmas edition, as I am indeed on holiday, still getting in all the time that I need to ensure that everyone is up to date with absolutely all of the action in the supplement industry. But yeah, making time to record this. And this is going to be the last episode we share before Christmas. Christmas is the only day that traditionally I and Stack take off. Every other day of the year we make sure there is always something shared, news, developments, actions, updates, reformulations, teasers, you name it, we make sure it's out there. And that even goes just to know how dedicated I am. I did have news and content go up during my wedding and the birth of my child, but it wasn't during. I did all of that the day before and scheduled it. In fact, I did it 2 days before, I think, to make sure I had all the time I needed. But Christmas Day is the day that nothing goes up, the one day a year, my small exception. And so this episode has been recorded on the road. It's a little bit later than usual. It is a Wednesday, so this is hopefully going to be up on Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm going to basically run down all the stories because there might be an episode or there won't be an episode recorded until maybe New Year. So I will be skipping it just because it's Christmas, there's a lot of slow time, and obviously we're doing this one here. So the next one will be in the New Year where we announce the the brand of the year. But to give you a quick catch up, this past week and a bit, we've been announcing all of our award winners. We announced the newcomer of the year, the international brand of the year, and the functional brand of the year. Functional brand went to Spain's Life Pro Nutrition, which is a bit of a hybrid company that does do supplements and lifestyle and sports nutrition. But over the past year, they have just been ramming their functional food products out there, and it's just been really fun seeing the different types they've done. This will be the first time that Bomba has not won it since winning it for the first time. They've held it for the last 3 years. And so Life Pro Nutrition takes it away, deservedly so. Newcomer of the year went to Zombie Labs out in Australia, who launched with 4 supplements, 3 pre-workouts and a fat burner. And then in that time has gone on to drop, I think, 4 or 5 flavors, including a flavor series, which added a flavor to the entire line, and a collaboration, which was a flavor for one of its pre-workouts that you could only get at the retailer Supplement Mart. And it also added a standalone creatine and a protein powder enhanced with digoxime and estrogen, but more importantly, it would launch in 8 different flavors. That thing made sure you did not run out of taste to choose from, despite how new it was. And newcomer of the year, international brand of the year was Viking Power. Viking Power I cannot say enough about that brand, considering it's international as well. It's a Swedish brand. They not only set the tone for what an international brand, a brand in Sweden can do, but for internationals entirely. They showed that premium supplements are, well suited and accepted in more than just the US, developed world of the US market or even the UK. Sometimes when you get to countries outside of major markets like the US and Canada and even the UK to some extent, you tend to get the lesser, like no one's really going to be spending $100 on a pre-workout, but in Sweden, even to Germany to some extent, and a few other countries throughout Europe, they're really showing their own and coming out with supplements that are just raising the bar in their markets. And Viking Power, which is a house brand of MM Sports, they sure as hell did that with this year. They dropped a powerhouse pre-workout. Notably, one of the big features of their pre-workout was 12 grams of straight citrulline, which I think I have only seen in one other supplement, pure citrulline as well, not citrulline malate. And it's been phenomenal to watch. That was just obviously one of many supplements. They did a intra-workout, if I'm not mistaken. They did a revamped superfoods, they did a superfood supplement. I'm trying to think, trying to rattle off the names in my head. They did a whole bunch basically, and it just kind of set them up. Now I've got it in front of me. So they did a post-workout. They did a supersized 87 version of their mainstream pre-workout. Their superfood product was called Bifrost. They did the nootropic, and they also did a hydration competitor. So hydration supplement, not intra-workout. So it also reflected that their ability to jump onto categories that are really hot right now, like hydration, it's just been a phenomenal watch for them. And again, the award is International Brand of the Year, so it's specifically for companies outside of the US, North America, basically, US and Canada. And it is worth noting that what they did, if I had a top 10 for our overall Brand of the Year, we nominated two, the two closest in the race, basically, and Gorilla Mind and Apollon. If I was to name another 5, maybe even another, maybe it was going to be 10, Viking Power would be in there. Just to let you know what they did this year, introducing all these complex supplements for these specialty categories, it was beyond impressive. Beyond what I had seen, and I would say majority, if not more than 90% of the American brands. It's just they furthered their lineup so much better by adding these categories with these wild formulas that, again, I hate to say because they're Swedish it's more impressive, but just you did not expect this level of supplementation coming out of a market where you don't traditionally see it. So definitely check out Viking Power. I encourage you to check them out. All the way out in Sweden. I don't know if they ship internationally. Typically, Scandinavian companies, Scandinavian retailers and brands don't. Generally, Germany, Poland, shout out to Lucas. Some of those guys do ship internationally and make it a little easier. But at the very least, check them out. You'll be able to find Viking Power, Sports. It's a retailer. As I said, Viking Power is their house brand, and they'll be able to show you everything that you've got, everything that they've got on offer under that name. But very, very cool lineup. And so yeah, congratulations to all those winners. The last one we have to announce is the overall Brand of the Year winner, which will be coming in the new year. I believe we'll be announcing it if the new year is Monday. I think Monday is the new year. It'll be Wednesday. We'll probably announce it. Whatever Wednesday it is after New Year. I don't actually know. I haven't looked at the calendar. So yeah, from there, we're going to jump straight into the news of the week, or the news of the past week and a half. And I'm going to round out with the story right behind me, as I always do, and this is a damn cool one. But we're going to jump straight over to Panda, who has come out with an approach to the value type pre-workout, was what I'm coining it. We've seen a lot of these over the past year and a bit. It's nothing new. Obviously, these brands have been doing pre-workouts for a more cost-effective market for many, many years. I know that people may like to think doing a cost-effective supplement, good ingredients is something relatively new. But I would say very much like the premium pre-workout, that trend didn't come on recently. That was something that I would say C4 was the driving force behind, with C4 Ultimate, I think, coming back all the way in 2014 or 15. The first time you got a pre-workout that cost more and was something that a category they already had. C4 had C4 Extreme, and then you had C4 Ultimate, and then they did C4 Dynasty. So the cost-effective pre-workout, I would say, is arguably started by C4 as well. So you have your mainstream pre, then C4 did C4 Sport, and C4 Dynasty, and before that, or lower than that, they had C4 Sport. And so yeah, that's really grown this past year, where very similar to how you have a mainstream pre-workout, say $35-40, and then you offer something in the premium realm at $50 to $60, which gets you more for your money. Brands have been going down and doing things sub $30, maybe $25, around $30, more servings, that basically gives customers or consumers something that isn't as expensive as their mainstream product or even their premium pre-workout, but it's like a simpler formula. It doesn't cost as much, more cost effective. So Panda has done that, but I will note, Panda has done a damn impressive job on this, because it is the ingredients they've packed into this, I would say about on par with some of your top popular pre-workouts in that $40 range. And I think Panda, they did a good job at explaining this. So this isn't an ongoing supplement. This is a limited edition. It is called Panta pre-workout. It's a blend of Santa and Panda, obviously. But their goal was to kind of give back to fans. So this isn't, let's just say they launched this any other time of the year. This might have been $45. Like I said, the formula in here is relatively close to somewhere in that realm. But for Christmas and for just their limited edition approach, they are selling it for $35. And after a discount, which I think they do at 15% or something. So if you sign up, I believe you get an ongoing discount. That brings it sub $30. I think it was 29 or 28 or something for a tub of 25 servings. And so typically Panda sells pre-workouts up in the realm of 50 to 60. So this is much lower than that 35. But I would actually say if you're measuring the amount of ingredients you get versus price, and all of Panda's supplements are 50 to 60, I would say this is actually more in the realm of 40 to 45. But it's either way, it's a cost-conscious, cost-competitive pre-workout. The ingredients and dosages are pretty damn good considering the amount you're paying for it. As I said, it'd be under 30 after discount. You get 4 grams of pure citrulline, 33.2 of beta-alanine, 1.5 of tyrosine for focus, a gram of agmatine for more pumps plus citrulline, a gram of taurine, 300 alpha GPC, a combined 450 milligrams of caffeine. So this is no joke. 100 milligrams of theobromine and 200 micrograms of huperzine A. Usually these cost-effective pre-workouts, they play a bit of a balancing act where you'll get maybe, like I said, 4 grams of citrulline or maybe even 6 grams. And they'll say 25 servings, they'll have these good dosages, and then the caffeine might be 200, 250. And you'll have the ability, even though it won't be directed, to maybe double up. So you can have the regular and get good amounts, or you could double up and turn this thing into a roller coaster. That's not the case here. As I said, 450 milligrams of caffeine is in this regular serving, so do not double this. It's not directed nor is even suggested. That this is basically very much wholeheartedly a cost-effective, cost-conscious pre-workout. We get 25 solid servings. It's not a 1 regular 2 full experience. But yeah, out now on the Panda Subs website and only around for Christmas, so get in while you can. We then shoot over to Apollon Nutrition, our hardcore supplement company, the 2-time brand of the year and up for its 3rd this year. They launched something very different this past week with a series of supplements put together with their CEO, Carolina, and it's called Body by K, and it is kind of what you typically get with at least typically in terms of approach, is typically what you get from a female-driven or female-marketed line, and it is a line of supplements geared towards, at least marketed towards women. However, on the flip side, Apollon has put together its signature approach to formulations in this. So you are not going to get just a watered-down version of this or that, or a straightforward collagen or whatever we've seen from the many decades of female-marketed products. Apollon has bought what it's known for from sports nutrition, and that is solid supplements and solid formulations, and they've put that into a supplement for women, and the result, the result is pretty impressive. So the lineup consists of 3 products. There is the protein powder Isogen, the dedicated beauty supplement Radiant, and Black Tulip. Now, Black Tulip is something Apollon has launched before. It was last year they launched it, but it was a hybrid pre-workout. It was like a fat-burning pre-workout. So you had a lot of ingredients for pre-workout, a lot of ingredients for weight loss. Black Tulip under the Body by K series under Apollon Nutrition is not that. It's a more dedicated fat burner. So very closer to your typical fat burner, where you get ingredients for energy and focus, but then a whole bunch of others to actually support overall weight loss, weight management, metabolism, and all that stuff. And so it's a more comprehensive fat burner as opposed to that hybrid fat burning pre-workout that we got with the original Black Tulip. And so the formulas are pretty solid, as I said, and I think, to be honest, I think Radiant, the dedicated beauty supplement, is probably the best example of that. They have not shied away from premium ingredients on this one. You get, I'm just going to rattle off in front of you. You got 200 milligrams of hyaluronic acid, 160 milligrams of premium Lustreva, 150 milligrams of premium Florabella, 80 milligrams of, I don't know if I can pronounce this one correctly, Verbisnol, 50 milligrams of estrogen to help with absorption and efficacy, and then there's also 250 milligrams of estrion and half a gram of cetriaglutathione, and there are a few other things in there, vitamins, minerals, and biotin. It's a pretty solid, well-rounded supplement. Basically, if you can get every premium ingredient that's out there in the industry, these guys have bought it together and put it into Radiant, and that approach is very similar to what you get in Isogen and Black Tulip, except obviously with Black Tulip you get more fat-burning ingredients, and then in Isogen you've got sort of a twist of protein powder and beauty, which again is not traditional. Like I said, usually you would get, if it was a protein powder for a woman, it wouldn't necessarily be as comprehensive as this. They've actually taken very much a the collagen and whey approach, but then on top of all of that, there is also Digezeb to support digestion, Velocitol to enhance the absorption and efficacy of the protein. Famously, the tagline for that is double the power of the protein. And the collagen is actually a pretty solid dose, so while there is whey isolate and collagen to provide the protein, it's not a sprinkle of this and a sprinkle of that. It's, I believe, the protein you get from the whey isolate is 20 grams, and then there's 11 grams of collagen. So it's a pretty solid supplement, again, typically with that tagline for women, or that feel, or that marketing vibe for women. That's not what they've done here. They've really driven home an advanced selection of supplements, which is kind of what you'd expect if you said Apollon's going to do a series of supplements for women. You wouldn't expect anything less, and they did not deliver anything less. Next supplement we have on the docket is from Eddie Hall's Beast Farm, which has been around for a while in terms of brands, but wasn't really dedicated or fully in on sports nutrition supplements until this year, when it launched with, I believe it was four supplements. They're actually one of our Newcomer of the Year nominees. As I mentioned, that award went to Zombie Labs in Australia. But yeah, Eddie Hall's brand has been pretty solid since its debut. It only came about, I think, around the middle of the year. Pretty solid supplements, well put together formulas. It's already expanded in terms of lineup. It added a more traditional protein powder. It's the first one they dropped, I believe, was a meal replacement. And yeah, last week they revealed, and this week they released a supplement called Big D. And as much as I suspect the name to lead to other things, as I'm sure other people did as well, Big D is actually a daily creatine-based muscle builder. This is sort of like your loaded creatine from Rise or Go Size, pretty much any supplement that's more on the complex side of things. And it's one of my preferred creatine supplements when I add a creatine. It's basically, you get all the benefits of tried and true creatine with other supplements or ingredients to support those benefits or geared in that direction. As it goes size, I think, is one of the prime examples of that. And Eddie Hall's and Beast Farm's Big D is also a great example of that. So the formula on this one packs 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, so a full dose of tried and true monohydrate. Then on top of that, there is 2 grams of betaine, 3.2 of beta-alanine, another daily use ingredient that the benefits really only shine after lengthy use of it day to day, not just one-offs and pre-workouts on the days you work out. And then there's 400 milligrams of peak ATP, proven performance and endurance agent, and then 250 milligrams of Wellmune, a immunity supporting ingredient, and then to round it all off, an effective amount of estrogen, as I mentioned previously, to support absorption and efficacy. So solid supplement, solid addition to the line. I like anytime you can give me more for a type of supplement that I'm already buying or going to buy, I'm all for it. It just means I can spend more to get more, basically, and it's kind of what our Brand of the Year Awards are all about, is very much that. Anytime a brand can let or offer a consumer more to get more results, I got to give it up to you. That's the whole point of why I take supplements personally, is you go to the gym, you work out, hey, do you want to take some protein powder to help with your gains and your recovery? Sure. So you're spending some money to get better results, and then it's just the journey piles on from there. You get creatine to spend more to get more results. You get pre-workout to get better performance, and then in turn get better results and gains. And like I said, anytime I can do that, I love seeing brands do that, whether it's add an additional ingredient, offering a more premium version, as with the trend of premium pre-workouts. And that's kind of what we've got in our next story from Beyond Raw. So Beyond Raw was also one of those brands, very similar to Viking Power. If I had a top 10 Brand of the Year awards, like I actually forced to name 10 or thereabouts, Beyond Raw would have been on there. They did precisely what I look for as well. Not as comprehensively or as consistently as Apollon and Gorilla Mind, but they did indeed fill out their lineup with some damn good new supplements this year. And this past week they gave us Vital Elements, which is a type of supplement it's done before, but with a fresh new approach. So I didn't know about this, but before Vital Elements, before now, Beyond Raw had a product called Raw Elements, which was a multivitamin pack, similar to the likes of Animal Pack and several others that put multiple pills into one pack for vitamins and minerals. It was a supplement that divided its formula, so you had a pack for morning and a pack for night. And it was indeed a multivitamin, so essentially a comprehensive supplement to help with daily needs of health and wellness. And so this past week they introduced Vital Elements. Now this is not the same as the raw supplements, the original AM/PM one, but it is very same category. So they bring together a host of pills, each of them geared around a specific set of ingredients, and you take it once a day. So not AM and PM anymore, but it is just as comprehensive and just as advanced. So the ingredients they have put into this one is loaded. It's again very similar to the likes of Animal Pack and other pack style supplements, where you get different tablets and pills and capsules for different sets of ingredients, which it's cool to see just kind of visually, just like a pack of all these different things. But also it gives you the ability to take things out, which I think is one of the cool things about Animal Pack in its entirety. As if you have its test booster or its fat burner, you don't want the stems or you don't want this, you can just take that pill out because they can tell you what's in it. Sometimes that does come with the removal of other ingredients, but either way, you got that ability and that freedom to chop and change. And so Beyond Raw's new Vital Elements, it is indeed made up of a variety of pills, and I've got the list in front of me right here. So they very nicely on their facts panel, they lay out what each thing is. So the vitamins and minerals are in the light brown caplets, and then for example they have their the muscle building Myotor that is in the gray caplet. And so on their facts panel they rattle off each of these groups of ingredients per tablet. And so as I said, this one is very much on the advanced side. You are spending a lot more compared to your typical maybe $20 a month multivitamin, but they've given you a lot more. So you get a host of vitamins and minerals or quality sources. There's a vegetables and fruits blend in there. You got a few other additional components that generally, not always, but sometimes fall into multivitamins, like astaxanthin, lutein, boron, and then it's basically everything outside of that that sort of ramps this up on the complexity side of things. So in addition to that, as I mentioned, there's Myotor, the muscle building ingredient, which you also find, I believe, in Concept X, their pre-workout. There is also Tamiflex, a premium joint ingredient. So they've added joint support on this, not just vitamins and minerals for essential health. As I said, this is an advanced supplement. There's also a gut health or a digestion and gut health pill, which features the likes of, it features a couple of supporting ingredients, including digestive enzyme blend. And then the last one we've got on this list is organ health, which is, it comes in a black caplet, and that one features just the one ingredient in 600 milligrams of N-acetyl-L-cysteine. So again, a very comprehensive multivitamin, which is kind of fitting. If Beyond Raw said they were coming out with a multivitamin, I would already assume it's going to offer a lot more than the likes of Optimen or your more traditional $20 multivitamin supplements. And this thing does run up on the price tag at $90. So this is not going to be something that you're going to want to leap to. I would think this is more fitting for people that already spend quite a lot of money on their daily health essentials. And even if you're someone who buys a multivitamin and NAC separately, you can get the two-in-one. Someone who's going to see value in this. It's a pretty high-priced multivitamin. Again, it's not uncommon to see them around $20-30, and so $90 is, like I said, it's very specialty market, but that is what Beyond Raw has built its name on. It is known for quality, premium, advanced supplementation, and if you pick up a Beyond Raw supplement, it should be known that's what you're going to be getting. They tend to justify the price tag, and it is also only exclusive, only available at GNC. I'm going to round out. We've got a couple more stories. I think we're going to rush through these ones. I'm trying to rush through. It is the holiday edition, as I said. We're going to go over, probably going to run through a couple of these last ones fast. I'm going to shoot over to Alpha Neon in the UK, who has gone on a rampage this past week. They dropped a bunch of supplements. The guy over there hit me up. He was telling me they had a few coming down the pipeline, but I did not expect it to be this many. So I'm just going to go over everything they've dropped because it is not a short list. In the last 5 days, obviously I'm doing this a little bit later, so in about 5 days they dropped about 5 supplements. No, not even that. They did 8 supplements in less than a week. How about that, if you're counting per flavors? And so the team that Alpha Neon, again, if you are not too familiar with UK brands, international brands, Alpha Neon is a beast. It is one of those guys that just, you look at the formula on paper and you might have heard better things about it, and you might just think, well, that they know how to synergistically formulate. And this is not a talent that you can really, find, but I can tell you right now, the supplements I've had from them, they just hit on all corners in all areas. They do a damn good job on that synergy side of things. They just, I don't know what it is, how he does it. but their pre-workout is a great example of that. But yeah, so that brand, Alpha Neon, has come out with 4 new supplements. Hydronate, which is compared for the hydration category, featuring a variety of electrolytes. Standalone arachidonic acid, which is one of my favorite muscle building components. In capsule powder format, so not the soft gel, so the standardization isn't as high, which is worth keeping in mind when you compare it to the rare arachidonic acid supplements that are out there. And then they also introduced Synergize, which is a Tudker and neck based organ health supplement. And they introduced Synerjoint, which is a dedicated joint support supplement featuring a well-rounded and advanced formulation, including a few premium components that you rarely see in joint supplements, as well as your common guys like glucosamine, MSM, and chondroitin. And then to make it 8 supplements in less than a week, Alpha Neon dropped 4 new flavors of its Super 4 protein powder, and they are not anything common. When you tend to have as many flavors as Alpha Neon does, when you get new flavors, especially 4 of them, you know for sure they are not going to be anything traditional like your chocolate and vanilla. They are a banana sundae, raspberry cheesecake, a decadent golden blondie, and then butterscotch pancake. Again, not traditional cookies, cream, peanut butter, chocolate, and vanilla, but damn tasty, as I've heard. Super 4 is known for its taste, and it makes sense that they continue to expand on the flavor side. And you do get that a lot in the UK and Europe, more than other parts of the world. The last story we have is the one in behind me, and this is the Arnold, a little thing we've been working on with the Arnold Sports Festival for 2024, going down in a little over 2 months, sorry, a little less than 3 months, on March 1st. It is going to be a huge show. The floor is jam-packed. Go to the Arnold Sports website, check out the live floor plan. It is locked and loaded. Our brands will be announced shortly. We had a few already confirmed. We got more coming. And so yeah, they we're working on everything we can to make this an event to remember, an event that is just absolutely awesome. Obviously we have the Stack section, which will be right at the front of the show, filled with hand-picked premium brands. We have the Stack Executive Pass, which is given to industry people like buyers, retailers, distributors, ingredients, and so on, where they'll be able to get into the show an hour early. We have the Stack commemorative coin going out to anyone who participates in the Stack section, and we have the Stacked Expo Awards. These are specifically for anyone who's exhibiting at the Arnold Sports Festival, and there are 5 categories. Now, I have done Expo Awards in the past, FIBO, Body Power, Arnold. I think we did them for the Olympia. This is on an official level, and I will have more details onto how official that is coming soon in terms of how they'll be presented. Wink, wink. But I'm working on the trophies right now. The categories are confirmed. There is the Innovation Award, Top Tasting, Best Branding, Best Booth, and People's Choice. Innovation is basically a new product award. So the coolest, most impressive looking supplement at the show is going to win that. That doesn't necessarily mean something that's been announced at the show. Obviously, I'm going to give you some leeway. So if it's, I think we're giving about a month or 2. So if you announce a product in January and it's at the Arnold on the floor in March, it will technically count. It doesn't need to be available, just have to have all of its details on show. Could be a flavor, could be a protein bar, could be a supplement, could be a pre-workout, who knows. Top tasting is indeed the best tasting product on the floor. This will be a tough one, most likely winnable by a functional brand, as they offer more in terms of eating experience. And we do give points to new products, as we traditionally have in our Expo Awards pre-pandemic, where say someone, I don't know, there's a protein bar that's been on the market for 10 years and it tastes damn good, but then there's a protein bar that's been around a year and they just launched a chocolate loaded flavor. You just get more, we just give you more points to awards, newer releases, purely because we're trying to push for innovation. I want people to bring new shit. I want people to be excited to try new things, and I want to encourage brands and reward and award them for doing that at the Arnold Sports Festival. The best branding is just the coolest looking brand in the damn show, specifically products, so they'll be judged on appearance, eye catch, shock, or consistency across the line of supplements. I guess if you're a one-man brand, you might not necessarily be able to stand out as much as someone who has 10 great looking supplements. And then we got best booth, best interactivity, best activation, coolest look, best display, things like that. And then we have people's choice, which is basically going to be, we'll be picking here at Stacked, as well as a couple other people. We're picking brands that just stood out, which isn't necessarily the best booth. It might be, hey, this guy had the coolest looking product. This guy had a nice athlete. This guy had a great selection of supplements. This guy is a newcomer and just really blew up. That will be, basically we're picking, I think about, I'm just going to say 10, it might be less, it might be more, and then we'll put it out into the world to vote. The one who gets the most votes wins the People's Choice Award. Simple as that. Everyone's trophy will look the same. The kind of badge underneath will be the standout difference, just highlighting the category and who won. And obviously the year on location. And again, there will be something to the presentation of the award which will make brands remember this. If not the trophy in their office is more memorable enough, the way in which they're presented it or get photographed with it will make it that. So yeah, for this episode, it's a long one. I tried to make it short. I did my best, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I thank everybody for following Stack, checking out Stack, visiting every day from across the entire year, from the team at Stacked, from the holiday edition here. I say thank you. Be sure to check out the website, visit it every day, twice a day, 3 times a day. Share it with your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister. And yeah, look forward to having you back on the next episode in the new year. But always stay tuned at stack3d.com for more news. And thanks again.